Hello everybody, I'm meteorologist Ben Derry and you are watching KARE 11 Weather Minds on KARE 11 Plus. It's a weekly segment where myself and meteorologist Jamie Cagle get to talk about all things weather, sometimes going national, but we try to keep it more local. And one of the big stories, of course, was how wet it's been lately. It's been wet.
Yeah, it has been a wet spring.
Yeah.
And it was a disappointing winter, snow-wise.
For most of us. Depending on what side of the spectrum you
Depending on how you like your roads and your shoveling, if you have a snowblower or not. It's disappointing. But yeah, we're going into a wet spring now, which is kind of reassuring to see in the forecast, because if we don't have this rain, then we're going into, instead of spring, we're going into basically like a wildfire season around here, in a very dry season.
Yeah, it can go the complete opposite direction, right? Some springs are very wet, some are super dry, and everyone's concerned about the drought monitor, lowering lake levels, and just tinder dry things out there. But it's kind of nice seeing rain chances about every other day.
Yeah. Speaking of the last couple of days, I know we're going to talk about this in a little bit, but just the way we get the rain right now, we've had so much shower activity rather than thunderstorm and runoff. But we're going to talk about the spring leaf index.
That's right. Today is Earth Day.
It is Earth Day. That's right.
Happy Earth Day, everybody. Depending on when you're watching this. If you're watching this tomorrow, then hey, Earth Day was yesterday.
Happy belated Earth Day.
It's the Earth Day. It's the day where we think about ways where we can help Mother Earth.
Yeah. Look after this planet that we're spinning around in space on.
Yeah. So let's talk about that spring leaf index because we're starting to see leaves pop on our trees, right? Some of the smaller shrubs and trees, the forsythias are starting to bud out as well. Those are like the first flowers that we see. Those bushy flowers are yellow. I'm trying to get my 5-year-old to say forsythia. It's difficult, but
I even have trouble saying it.
I'm probably mispronouncing it as well. But anyways, it's what's interesting too is there's a map of the lower 48 that shows what parts of the country have leafed out already, and there are some parts of northern Minnesota that don't have any leaves on the trees as of yet. It's basically one of the few places in the country where it's just nothing but sticks right now. And we're at that strange time of year where we've been dealing with, just bare branches for the last 6 months, right? Basically since early November, when you can see into your neighbor, through your neighbor's yard and see everything. And this is like the last 2-week stretch where you'll be able to do that. Eventually we're going to leaf out and everything's going to be green again.
Yeah, I've noticed just even in my drive into work, just looking at the branches, and you can start to make out the buds, and they're just getting there. And as we get a little more rain in here to kind of pop things open a little further, get some nice sunshine, the rain and just warmer temperatures, I'm sure it's a matter of a week, maybe 2 weeks, and we will see that green canopy just emerge.
Yeah, there's the spring leaf index graphic right now, and you can see the northern third of Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, still nothing but sticks, but from the Twin Cities southward, we have greened up a little bit. There's like a tinge of green outside, and what's going to be interesting to see is because of this wet spring, and because of the warmer than average temperatures we're going to be seeing over the next week or so, we're going to see things green up more rapidly this year than years past.
Yeah, and I think it'll be one of those things you're going to look out the window one day and just go, oh, there are the leaves. Yeah. They're there.
Yeah, the cherry blossoms are coming out as well. Speaking of things popping, do you have anything green that's popping out of the ground in your yard?
I must have the world's most robust rhubarb plant.
Rhubarb?
Because even when we were still getting snow, 3, maybe 4 weeks ago, we had this little green clump in our backyard garden, and we're like,
there it is.
Is that the rhubarb? And now it's not quite full. It's not full.
Yeah.
But it's getting there.
How about that?
And it is, like I said, it's the most resilient rhubarb I've ever heard of. And we see that and we're like, it's 40 degrees outside, and this thing thinks, hey, summer's right around the corner.
It's like dandelions can grow in anything.
Yeah.
Like concrete, love it. They'll pop right out of the concrete.
We have some flowers, and it's just the green shoots right now.
Yeah, sure, like the tulips and the daffodils are starting to pop
those are coming up, and the grass is greening. Yeah. It looks healthy.
And everybody's favorite tree ever, the silver maple. It's going through one of its 16 shedding opportunities of the year. It's those little tiny red buds. It's like leaf budding. They're all over your yard. They're all over your driveway. And if you don't wipe them off, you get this like red stain that goes.
Yeah, it's just it turns into that brown clump of gunk.
Yeah, yeah.
all over everything. And then what? Maybe a month from now, maybe a month and a half, then the helicopters,
That's
the whirly
phase
whirly, those drop all over everything.
Looking forward
and
to
I
it.
have silver maples on both sides of my house, my neighbors' yards, and it goes everywhere.
Yeah. So we are in this weather pattern where it's about every other day we're seeing rain.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, this last Easter Sunday, especially in the evening and overnight, it was pretty wet outside. Let's take a look at radar from this past Sunday. First, it was sprinkles late in the afternoon. Then came this steady rain that just lingered the rest of Easter Sunday. Not much of a break Sunday night. You can see this little tilt that happens. The rain kept going all the way through Monday morning before stopping. And what was also interesting too was not only was it rain here, but as temperatures cooled as we head into Sunday night, watch the transition into snow that happened over northern parts of Wisconsin. The North Shore saw about 1 to 3 inches of snow.
Yeah.
Some parts of northern Wisconsin, Jamie, saw up to 5 inches of snowfall.
Yeah, it was, again, the water's still very cold there. You had that cold air wrapping in, and then you saw that how it turned over to the snow. And yeah, we were expecting to see at least 1 to 3 inches up there, and you found that report of 5 inches.
5 inches in Wentworth, Wisconsin.
Yeah, and we had the sprinkles and the light shower, and then it was dying down. And if you just looked at the radar, you thought, oh, we're almost done. And then the low, instead of moving northeast, it makes this northerly move, and that pushed that rain.
Yeah.
Kind of Eau Claire, basically just pushed it along I-94
right
back
there.
into
You can
right
see that,
there.
that pivot motion. Now, in a
Yep.
typical like winter weather scene, if this was like a month ago or 2 months ago, this would have been a major snow
Oh,
system
big
for
snow
us
system.
because that tilting motion, it just means the precip is just going to last
Yep.
for much longer than originally forecast. And many of us, we saw the precip total map around the Twin Cities, saw well over a half an inch of rain. Some parts of the metro saw 3/4 to close to an inch of moisture from that
Yeah.
system. And what was nice too is it wasn't, you mentioned this before, not that heavy downpour thunderstorm. It was that gradual, that gentle rain. The frost is gone, right? So
Yeah.
that moisture, it's not, running off on hard soil. It's soaking deep into the ground. It's helping our drought situation, which, by the way, is totally zero around east central Minnesota.
Yeah.
And it's going to set us up for a great mosquito season.
I always have to look forward to that. But yeah, just those light, steady showers. That's the best way to get the moisture. And we got a good amount of it too. It wasn't just a light shower. It was a constant shower. And like you said, just kind of absorbed like a sponge. And it sets us up for a great spring right now.
So if we were to see snow, let's say we ended up with it didn't happen, but let's say we ended up with 2 to 4 inches of snow, what would have been your first thoughts as you woke up Monday morning?
Good grief.
Good grief. Okay.
Yeah, I'm at that point where I'm like, okay, it's spring. Get me some warm temperatures. I want to see things greening up. I want to get outside. I want to enjoy the weather, but I also want to get things done around the house outside now.
Yeah.
I've been cooped up all winter long.
But thankfully, we're at that time of year where the sun is really strong. So
Yeah.
even if it does snow, it just is melted by the afternoon.
Yeah.
And that's what we saw, at least in northern Minnesota. I tried to look coming into work in the afternoon to see where there's snow on the ground, and most of it was already gone. That same system, however, it gave us a gentle rain. Further south, it did provide some heavy thunderstorms. This is that same weather system. And notice the heavy storms moving through Missouri and eventually through Illinois. That's where you saw your torrential rain and your thunderstorms. Not only did we see heavy rain, Jamie, but we also saw quite a few tornado reports as well.
Yeah, in fact, it was that day there, that Sunday, Monday timeframe, that Arkansas and Missouri were highlighted with at least they were in the moderate risk.
Moderate risk.
Yeah.
That's a 4 out of 5.
Enhanced.
Enhanced. So 3 out of 5 scale as far as severity goes. So it was a
Yeah.
pretty big deal. And you can
Yeah.
see the storm reports, tornadoes all the way from North Texas all the way into western.
And that was
Illinois.
that was even going back Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday. All those reports there and how it came out. The storm itself came out of the Four Corners region, moved across the Panhandle region, set up central Texas, East Texas with those tornadoes, and that just carried on into Arkansas, Missouri the next day.
And you know what? It's inevitable that we're going to start to see some storms here.
Yeah.
That could bring some tornado potential as well. Thankfully, we haven't seen that as of yet. We're just getting the nice gentle rains, but eventually, that main tornado area, prime for tornadoes, that
moving
season
north.
continues to move north. It's not until June, July into early August. That's kind of our tornado season here
Yeah.
on the upper Midwest.
Doesn't mean we couldn't see something early on, but when you really kind of want to pinpoint that time frame where we expect it, where you anticipate it, June, July, and August for us.
So let's talk more about what's coming up ahead. We know it's been a fairly wet spring so far. We've got more rain in the forecast as we head into Thursday afternoon and evening, and then another chance Sunday into Monday. This is the precip outlook over the next 6 days. And Jamie, what stands out to you?
I mean, when you take a look out there, I mean, your eyes are just drawn to the middle of the country, and you can just see how it is highlighted there. I mean, you're talking at least 70-80% chance of above normal precipitation. And you can't help but notice that pattern really mimics what we just saw with that storm system, how everything's going to lift out of the southern plains, move through the midsection of the country, and then wrap up into parts of the upper Midwest there. So again, that kind of signature would tell me that I would expect another storm system to probably come out of the Central Rockies, Southern Rockies region, move through the plains, and we could probably expect a good 1 to 2 rounds of rain there. I mean, 6 to 10 days. That 6 to 10 day window there, 4 or 5 days, that is definitely looking like 1 to 2 episodes, to me at least, what I would anticipate.
The next system to really kind of pay attention to is going to be Sunday into Monday.
Yeah.
Because it looks like more shower activity on Sunday. And then Monday, we could see temperatures spike into the 70s and our next chance for stronger storms. This is the percent of days with precip. And you will notice that we start to see things ramp up April, May, and June. Now, this doesn't correlate to how much rain falls in any given month, but it just is how frequent we see rain chances in Minnesota, specifically MSP. So June, we see rain the most often. Nearly 40% of days have at least 1/100th of an inch of rainfall. And you can see, the next 3 months are certainly the wettest, where we see more opportunities at seeing rain. So it seems like it's really been wet, but this is pretty normal, right? To see things kind of ramping up into spring.
Oh yeah, just like we talked about last week about the instability and how that ramps up south to north, how our temperatures are going up. As everything's going up, the instability goes up right along with the temperatures. So yeah, as you move from April to May to June, you would anticipate that to happen around here. And it's just that time of year, again, as we progress with the heat, as we progress in further and further with our instability, we're going to be talking more and more about these storm situations, less about these shower situations.
Now let's bring up that 7-day forecast, because we actually have some thunder in the forecast. Not anytime this week, but it's really Thursday afternoon, some shower chances in the afternoon. Thursday night looks pretty wet, and some of those showers lingering into Friday morning. Scattered showers, probably not thunderous on Sunday, but Monday, and those temperatures spiking, 75. Hey, Jamie, we could have a touch of humidity on.
And there you go. When you're talking about overnight lows, one thing you can watch for in these 7-day forecasts is those overnight lows. When those overnight lows are climbing, your dew point's climbing. When your dew point's climbing, that's the humidity. That's your signal that the humidity is going up. Humidity, along with those temperatures, 75. Look, your average high is 60. So you're talking well above average temperatures. You're going to be talking about some high dew points. That's the fuel that drives these thunderstorms for us, and all it takes is that trigger mechanism. So as we get those areas of low pressure to come in from the south, like we were talking about, whether it's Colorado, the Panhandle region, bring that all together, there's your recipe, and you're talking showers, thunderstorms, and then quite possibly severe weather.
And last week, you and Belinda got a chance to do some weather talks.
Yeah.
We didn't get to mine because we ran out of time. Let's get to mine, because I actually got a chance to go to Jeffers Pond Elementary, where I got a chance to talk with about 100 first graders about weather. We learned how hail is formed. We learned the tornado dance. And of course, we got to learn about lightning and thunder as well. The kids got a chance to hold on to what's called a Van de Graaff generator. And you can see there, one of the kids, I always choose the kids with the lightest hair, where their hair just stands up on end.
Yeah.
It's like, if it does take a serious tone though, it's like once you see that, if you're outside, you're real close to getting struck by lightning. So it's good to get indoors. But yeah, big thanks to Jeffers Pond Elementary for inviting me there. And it was a great time. You guys had fun at your talks as well. That's going to do it for our Weather Minds, our weekly Weather Minds segment on KARE 11 Plus. Hope everyone has a wonderful Earth Day, and we'll see you next week for another edition of KARE 11 Weather Minds.